Welcome to Duo Reads, where we decode deep ideas and break down big books one page at a time. Today, we're exploring a truly powerful concept for productivity and, well, success, really. It comes from an insightful document called The One Thing.
That's right. And our mission here today, it's really about helping you cut through all that noise. You know, the endless emails, the to-do lists that just keep growing.
The constant distractions.
Exactly, to find that singular focus. Because finding that one thing, it can genuinely transform your results. Personally, professionally, you name it.
It sounds almost too simple, though. Why is it so hard?
Well, it really challenges a lot of the conventional wisdom, doesn't it? About how we think we should manage our time and, our energy.
There's that great Russian proverb mentioned in the text. If you chase two rabbits, you will not catch either one. So straightforward, but yeah, profound.
It really is.
It reminds me, that scene in City Slickers with Curly, the Jack Palance character?
Oh, yeah, the cowboy.
Right. He tells Mitch, Billy Crystal's character, about his one thing, that secret to life. It's that same idea, boiling it all down.
It absolutely is. And the author shares this personal story that just nails it. He hit a total wall in his company, even though it was successful. Felt like everything was just crumbling.
It happened.
His coach came in and identified only 14 key positions that needed new faces. That was it.
14 out of a whole company.
Yeah. So the author, he made this radical decision, stepped down as CEO.
Wow.
And made finding those 14 people his absolute singular focus, his one thing.
And did it work?
Did it ever? They had sustained 40% year-over-year growth for nearly a decade after that, just from that one shift in focus.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So how did that personal crisis turn into, this universal principle, the one thing question?
Well, it kind of evolved. He was coaching his top people later on, and he saw the same pattern. Their results dipped when they tried juggling too many things.
Spreading themselves too thin.
Exactly. So out of desperation, really, he started narrowing down their focus, asking fewer and fewer things until he landed on that killer question. What's the one thing you can do this week such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary?
That's the focusing question.
That's the one. And he said results just went through the roof. He realized that wherever he saw massive success, this kind of narrow concentration was always behind it.
Which leads to this idea they call going small. And it's important to clarify, right? This isn't about thinking small or having small ambitions.
Not at all. It's the opposite, really.
It's about ignoring all the things you could be doing, the endless possibilities, and laser focusing on what you should be doing.
Right. It's recognizing that not all tasks are created equal. Some things just matter way more than others.
So it's about finding the thing that matters most.
Yeah.
It tightens that link between what you do every day and what you ultimately want to achieve.
And realizing that, extraordinary results often depend on how narrow you can make your focus, how specific you can get.
Which is so counterintuitive, isn't it?
Totally. We're sort of conditioned to think big success means frantic activity, packed schedules, complex plans.
Those never-ending to-do lists that just make you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, completely swamped. But the truth, according to this, is that big success comes from doing a few things really, really well.
Not trying to do everything.
Exactly. Spreading yourself thin just means you're, spread thin. Real achievement, often it requires subtraction, getting rid of things, not adding more.
That subtraction idea connects nicely to the domino effect, which the document brings up. Every great change starts like falling dominoes.
That's a perfect analogy. Think about those world record domino falls, millions of them.
Right, like the one in the Netherlands. Over 4.4 million dominoes. It's mesmerizing.
And it shows the principle perfectly. Extraordinary success is sequential. It happens one step after another, not all at once.
Starts linear.
Yeah, one domino knocks down the next, and then it can become geometric, exponential even.
So successful people understand this. They don't wait for life to line things up.
No, they proactively line up their priorities every single day. They find that crucial first domino, the lead domino, and they just whack away at it until it falls.
And the power is in the consistency, the overtime part.
Absolutely. Whether it's knowledge, skills, money, whatever success is built sequentially, one thing at a time, over time. Like Og Mandino said, focus on one thing at a time if you want to advance.
It makes sense. Success leaves clues, as they say.
It really does. And this one thing idea pops up everywhere when you look at successful companies. KFC. It started with one secret chicken recipe.
Not 1,000 menu items.
Exactly. Google's main thing is search, right? That enables everything else, like their ad revenue.
And Apple.
Apple's a masterclass. Their one thing kept evolving: Macs, then iMacs, iTunes, the iPod.
iPhone, iPad.
Right. Each one became the focus, the lead domino, creating this halo effect that pulled the whole product family forward. It's that relentless pursuit of the next one thing.
Even something huge like Star Wars, you think merchandise, right? Billions in toys and stuff.
Over $10 billion, yeah.
But the document argues the movies are the one thing. They generated less, maybe half that, but without the movies.
There are no toys. The movies make the merchandise possible. They're the lead domino.
There's that quote from Ross Garber, there can only be one most important thing. Many things might be important, sure, but only one can be the most important.
Spot on. And often, achieving that one thing isn't done alone, which kind of busts the whole self-made myth.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Nobody does it entirely on their own. Sam Walton, Mr. Walmart, he got crucial loans and lease help from his father-in-law early on.
Okay.
Oprah. She credits her dad for saving her personally, and Jeffrey Jacobs for pushing her to start Harpo Productions professionally.
Right. And the Beatles.
They had George Martin.
Yeah.
The fifth Beatle. His musical expertise was critical. Support systems are absolutely key. You need people.
And passion plays a role too, right?
Yeah.
Connecting passion to actually building skill.
Definitely. Think about Pat Matthews, the painter mentioned. He did one painting a day. That passion fueled the practice that built the skill.
Or Gilbert Tuaboni, the runner. Passion led to practice, skill, a profession, even charity work.
It's a virtuous cycle, isn't it? Passion leads to putting in the hours, which builds skill, which gets better results, which makes it more enjoyable, so you invest even more time and energy. It feeds itself.
Okay, so we have this core idea. Focus on the one thing. But it's not always easy because there are things that trip us up. The document calls them the 6 lies.
Exactly. These are these deeply ingrained beliefs that just mislead us. They get in the way of finding and focusing on our one thing.
All right, let's tackle them. Lie number 1. Everything matters equally. Oof, that feels like a direct attack on my to-do list.
Yeah, it challenges how most of us operate. But the reality is, in the world of results, things are never equal.
So just being busy isn't the same as being productive.
Not at all. Activity isn't productivity. Remember Thoreau's quote, "It's not enough to be busy, so are the ants." The question is, what are we busy about?
Good question.
Your typical to-do list, it's often just a survival list, an inventory of stuff. A success list is different. It's short, it's purposeful, and it's built around achieving something extraordinary.
This sounds like the 80-20 rule, Pareto's principle.
Exactly. Vilfredo Pareto noticed it. Joseph Juran named it. A minority of causes, inputs, or effort usually leads to a majority of the results, outputs, or rewards.
So like 20% of your effort yields 80% of your results.
Or 90-10 or 70-30. Don't get hung up on the exact numbers. The core truth is just the inequality of it all. Effort and results are rarely balanced.
And the advice is to go even further. Extreme Pareto?
Yeah, take that 80-20 and apply it again. What's the 20% of that 20%? Keep drilling down until you find the vital few and ultimately the vital one.
Like the author's example of wanting to become elite in his industry. Brainstormed 100 ideas.
Narrowed it to 10, then down to just one, write a book.
And that one book became a national bestseller. That was the lever.
That was the one thing that made the biggest difference. Or his guitar example, learning one specific scale unlocked a whole genre for him. Find the core.
Okay, that makes sense. Lie number 2, multitasking.
Yes. The document is blunt here. Multitasking is a lie, period.
But everyone wants multitaskers. It's in job descriptions.
I know, but it's neither efficient nor effective. That Stanford study by Clifford Nass was eye-opening. He found that heavy multitaskers were actually terrible at multitasking.
Worse than people who didn't multitask much.
Way worse. They were, in his words, suckers for irrelevancy. They couldn't filter out unimportant stuff, couldn't manage their memory well, and were slower at switching tasks. They were lousy at everything.
So what we think is multitasking is really just switching back and forth really fast.
Exactly. Like juggling. A juggler handles one ball at a time, just switching quickly. It's rapid task switching, and every switch has a cost, especially when the task is complex. You lose time and focus.
And it can be dangerous. The distracted driving research.
Chilling. Matt Richtel's Pulitzer-winning work showed it causes something like 16% of traffic fatalities.
It can be like driving drunk, impairing your focus by maybe 40%.
Yeah. And think about relationships. Constant partial attention. It damages connections. You're
Right.
never fully present.
Okay, multitasking is out. Line number 3. A disciplined life. I thought discipline was essential for success.
It is, but maybe not in the way we think. The document argues the idea of needing constant, unwavering discipline across your whole life is a lie.
Oh,
Success isn't a marathon of discipline. It's more like a short sprint of discipline, just long enough to build a habit.
habits. Okay.
We don't need more discipline overall. We just need to direct the discipline we have more effectively. Build the right habits.
So those super disciplined people we admire, they've just successfully installed a few key habits.
Pretty much. And building habits takes time. That University College London study showed it takes, on average, 66 days to form a new habit, not the 21 days you often hear.
66 days. Okay, that's more realistic.
And the cool thing is the halo effect. Research showed that when students formed one positive habit, like exercising, other good things happened too. Less stress, better diet, less impulse spending, even fewer dirty dishes.
Seriously? Fewer dirty dishes?
Apparently. Building one good habit makes other things easier. So the approach is build one habit at a time, select the right one, and give it enough time, those 66 days on average, to become automatic.
Got it. One habit at a time. Line number 4. Willpower is always on will call, meaning it's always available when we need it.
That's the myth. That old saying, where there's a will, there's a way, it kind of ignores the critical factor of timing. Willpower isn't always there when you call for it.
It's more like the battery on your phone.
Exactly. That's the perfect analogy used in the document. It's a limited but renewable resource. You start the day with a full charge, but every decision, every act of resisting temptation, every time you force yourself to do something, it drains the battery.
Which explains why it's harder to resist snacks in the evening than in the morning.
Precisely. Think about the marshmallow test. Those kids who could delay gratification, who had more willpower in that moment, had way better outcomes later in life, higher test scores, better stress management.
And biologically, the part of our brain responsible for focus and impulse control, the prefrontal cortex, is an energy hog.
It really is, and it's one of the first things to suffer when resources like glucose run low.
There was that study about Israeli judges and parole decisions.
Right. Their approval rates started around 65% after a break, like lunch, but then dropped near zero just before their next break.
Because they were mentally fatigued from making decisions.
Decision fatigue. Their willpower was depleted, so they reverted to the easier default decision, which was no.
Wow. So the big takeaway is,
Do your one thing first. Tackle what matters most early in the day when your willpower battery is fully charged. Use your maximum willpower for your maximum priority.
makes perfect sense. Okay, line number 5. A balanced life. This one might ruffle some feathers.
It's provocative, for sure. The document basically says balance is bunk.
Bunk.
Yeah. The argument is that achieving extraordinary results requires intense, focused attention on your one thing. And that focus, by definition, means taking time and energy away from other things. Perfect balance becomes impossible.
So the magic happens at the extremes, not in the middle.
That's the idea. But, and this is crucial, there's a danger in extreme imbalance, especially over the long term.
Right, like working crazy hours all the time. That can destroy your health and relationships. There was that study about British civil servants.
Working more than 11 hours a day increased their risk of heart disease by something like 67%. You can't sustain extreme imbalance everywhere.
So balance is bunk, but total imbalance is dangerous. What's the solution?
The document calls it counterbalancing, and it suggests a different approach for work versus personal life.
Yeah, so?
For your professional life, to achieve extraordinary results, you often have to go long out of balance. Really dive deep into your one thing for extended periods, with maybe infrequent counterbalancing to recharge or reconnect. But for your personal life, family, health, friends, integrity, you need to go short out of balance. You can't neglect these for long stretches. You need to constantly integrate, weave them in, move between them more frequently.
Like the James Patterson analogy, juggling 5 balls.
Exactly. Work is the rubber ball. If you drop it, it'll probably bounce back. But family, health, friends, integrity, those are the glass balls.
Drop one of those and it shatters.
Right. You have to prioritize the glass balls. So counterbalancing is about managing the priorities. You will be out of balance when focused on your one thing. The skill is managing how long you stay there and consciously counterbalancing to tend to the other important parts of life.
It's about conscious choices, not accidental neglect.
Precisely. Okay, last one. Lie number 6. Big is bad.
Fear of success.
Oh.
They're thinking small.
Yeah, the document calls it megaphobia, this irrational fear of thinking big, aiming high, achieving massive results. It leads people to shrink their goals and avoid success.
But why would anyone fear being successful?
Maybe fear of failure on a grand scale, fear of the unknown, fear of the responsibility that comes with it. Also, historically, we humans have been pretty bad at predicting limits, right? Flat Earth, flying machines, breathing underwater.
We constantly underestimate what's possible.
And look at people who did think big. J.K. Rowling envisioned all 7 Harry Potter books before she even finished the first chapter.
Oh.
Sam Walton thought so big about Walmart's success that he set up his estate plan super early, saving his family billions. People who started huge initiatives like MADD or Ryan's Well, they thought big from the start.
It connects back to mindset again, like Carol Dweck's work. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset.
Absolutely. Growth mindset thinks big, seeks challenges, sees failure as learning. Fixed mindset avoids failure, places limits. Scott Forstall at Apple specifically hired growth-minded people for the iPhone team.
So the message is, don't be afraid to aim high.
Exactly. Think big. As the Apple campaign said, think different. Don't just order from the existing menu of possibilities. And then, crucially, act bold. Big thinking needs bold action to make it real.
Okay, so we've identified the one thing concept and debunked the lies that stop us. How do we actually do this? How do we apply it?
It all comes back to that focusing question we mentioned earlier.
What's the one thing I can do?
Such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. But you apply it across different time frames. What's the one thing right now? What's the one thing this week, this year, in 5 years? Someday.
So it scales from the immediate to the ultimate vision.
Precisely. Quality questions lead to quality answers. This question forces you to identify the first domino, the most important action right now that sets everything else in motion toward your bigger goals.
Like that poem, My Wage, by J.B. Rittenhouse. Any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. The quality of our ask determines the quality of our life.
That's the essence of it, which leads naturally into goal setting to the now.
The Russian nesting dolls idea.
Yeah. Your one thing right now should be nested inside your one thing for today, which is nested inside your one thing for this week and so on, all the way up to your someday goal, your ultimate purpose.
So your tiny action right now is directly connected to your biggest dream.
It creates that clear line of sight. And research backs this up. Visualizing the process needed to reach a goal, like studying for the test, is more effective than just visualizing the outcome, getting the A.
And actually writing down those goals makes a difference too.
Huge difference. Dr. Gail Matthews' study found people who wrote down their goals were almost 40% more likely to achieve them. Just the act of writing crystallizes intent.
Okay, so we have our nested goals based on the focusing question, what's next?
Time blocking. This is presented as like the ultimate productivity power tool.
Blocking out specific time for your one thing.
Yes. Harnessing your energy and focusing it exclusively on your most important work during dedicated chunks of time. Alexander Graham Bell. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus.
I like Paul Graham's idea of a maker schedule versus a manager schedule.
That fits perfectly. Block large chunks, maybe half days, ideally in the morning when willpower is high, for that deep maker work, creating, writing, coding, problem solving.
And leave the manager stuff, meetings, emails, calls for the afternoon slots.
Exactly. But the absolute key here is you have to protect your time block.
Like building a fortress around it.
Pretty much. The world doesn't know your priorities, only you do. So you have to be ruthless about saying no to things that intrude on that protected time.
Steve Jobs was famous for that, wasn't he?
Right.
Cutting Apple products down from 350 to just 10.
He said no to almost everything to focus on the vital few. Seth Godin advises saying no respectfully, promptly, maybe suggesting someone else who could help, but you have to say it. Bill Cosby apparently said the key to failure is trying to please everybody.
So how do you build this bunker for your time block?
The document suggests practical things. Hold all calls. Turn off the phone, email notifications, maybe even the internet if you can.
Get rid of distractions.
Yep. Stock up on snacks and drinks beforehand so you don't need to leave. Clear your workspace of visual clutter. And, importantly, enlist support. Let people around you know what you're doing and why they shouldn't interrupt.
Okay, protect the time block. What else? There were commitments mentioned.
Right, 3 commitments to your one thing. These are about the mindset and approach you need. First is follow the path of mastery.
Meaning it's a lifelong journey.
Exactly. Mastery isn't a destination you arrive at. It's continuous learning and practice. Think Anders Ericsson's 10,000-hour idea deliberate practice day after day, year after year. Or Jigoro Kano, judo's founder, being buried in his white belt to symbolize he was always a learner.
Okay, commit to mastery. What's second?
Move from E to P. That means shifting from an entrepreneurial approach, just doing what you already know, hitting natural ceilings.
The OK plateau, like getting stuck at a certain typing speed.
Right, to a purposeful approach, actively seeking out new models, better systems, different ways of thinking, new skills, better relationships, whatever it takes to break through those plateaus and do what's unnaturally required for extraordinary results.
Constantly pushing beyond your comfort zone.
That's the core of it. And the third commitment is live the accountability cycle.
Taking ownership.
Complete ownership of your actions and outcomes. Seeing setbacks not as reasons to quit, but as feedback. Accountability fuels perseverance and finding new solutions when things get tough.
And having an accountability partner helps here, right?
Massively. A mentor, a coach, even a peer you check in with. Remember Dr. Gail Matthews' research again? People who wrote down goals and sent progress reports to a friend were over 76% more likely to achieve them.
Wow, 76%. That's huge.
Accountability works. Even top performers, Erickson found, actively seek out teachers and coaches.
Okay, so we're committed, we're time blocking, but things can still derail us. The four thieves of productivity.
Yeah. These are the things that sneak in and steal your focus, even with the best intentions.
First one we already touched on, the inability to say no. If you can't say no, your time block disappears.
Exactly. It's thief number one for a reason. Thief number two is the fear of chaos.
Meaning that when you focus intensely on one thing, other areas might get messy.
They almost certainly will, at least temporarily. Striving for something great invites a degree of chaos. Francis Ford Coppola said anything built on a large scale or with intense passion brings chaos.
So you just have to accept it.
You have to trust that focusing on your one thing will eventually generate the results and resources needed to manage or clean up that chaos later. Don't let the fear of mess stop you from focusing.
Got it. Third thief.
Poor health habits. This one's pretty straightforward. If you neglect your physical well-being, sleep, nutrition, exercise, your energy plummets.
And your focus and productivity go with it. If you don't take care of your body, where will you live?
Exactly. The document suggests a daily energy plan, taking care of spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, and business energy needs, ideally starting early in the day to build momentum.
Like meditating, eating right, connecting with loved ones, planning, and then hitting your time block.
Right. Energize yourself first. And fourth thief is your environment doesn't support your goals.
This means the people around you and the place you work.
Both. If you're surrounded by people who drain your energy or don't support your goals, it's tough. Studies show hanging out with high achievers can boost your own motivation and results.
Surround yourself with the right people.
And create the right place. Your physical environment matters. Is your workspace set up for focus during your time block? Or is it full of distractions like email pop-ups or a nearby noisy coffee pot? Clear the path.
Align your people and your place with your one thing.
When they support you, they provide this incredible tailwind.
Okay, wrapping this all up, it seems like the core message is this paradox. To live the biggest life, you have to think really big, but act really small and focused.
That's it exactly. You have to go small to go big, like the apple tree analogy in the text. You can't buy a fully grown fruit-bearing tree.
You have to plant a small seed or sapling and nurture it.
Right, and if you think big, you don't just plant one tree, you plant an orchard. Your life is the same. Start with your one thing, nurture it, and it can grow into something extraordinary.
And it's that sequential nature again. Actions build on actions, habits build on habits, success build on success.
The right domino knocks down the next one, which knocks down the next. The momentum builds over time as you live this one thing philosophy daily, weekly, monthly. That's what enables an extraordinary life.
And the ultimate prize for living this way.
No regrets. That's the ultimate reward. Mark Twain's quote comes to mind. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do.
And Bronnie Ware's work on the regrets of the dying.
So powerful. Top regrets were things like wishing they'd let themselves be happier, stayed in touch with friends, expressed their feelings more, or hadn't worked so hard at the expense of living a fuller life.
Focusing on your true one thing, your purpose, helps avoid those regrets.
It really does. It aligns your actions with what truly matters to you.
There's that wonderful final parable in the document about the father and son with the puzzle.
Ah, the world map puzzle, yeah.
The father gives the son the torn-up map, hoping it'll keep him busy for ages. But the son finishes really quickly.
And the father's amazed, asking how. The son explains there was a picture of a man on the other side of the pieces.
And he says,
When I put the man together, the world just fell into place.
wow,
It's such a profound metaphor, isn't it? Success is an inside job.
it starts with you.
Exactly. When you put yourself together, figure out your purpose, set your priorities based on that, and apply focused productivity to your one thing, then your world starts to fall into place. The extraordinary becomes possible. You are the first domino.
So for everyone listening, the question then becomes, what's the one thing you can do right now, starting today, to begin applying these ideas in your own life? The one thing that by doing it would make everything else easier or unnecessary.
And the advice is simple. Figure out the answer to that question. And then make doing that answer your very first one thing. That's how you launch yourself onto this path. That's how you start building your own extraordinary results.